Wow, guys. So what a day, right? Nvidia's up 8.5%. And yesterday, we did end up calling this. Not all of our positions or any of our callouts are always right. Initially, we were expecting the potential pullback to 88 or 90, which did not occur. We flipped to be bullish once we bounced in the institutional buy range here. And also when price started making higher highs on the BX trender. This green accumulation you see here is a sign that big money is buying. Now, on top of that, in yesterday's video, we went over the alpha gold flow that came through in the market. I highly recommend you watch it. $24 million worth of unusual call buying, which that on top of the fact that we had Jensen speaking today was a very big deal and a big impact on Nvidia potentially moving. So from this point, those people in the video yesterday that we saw bought $24 million worth of calls, they're probably up today about $10 million. And so there are levels to this game. It's pretty crazy. Now, myself, I did very, very well today. I ended up closing $64,000 in profits. So far, we're up about 1.29 million this year, which is absolutely great. We are still down on that drawdown by losing 358,000 on Friday when we had about 15 stop losses hit and then 2 big losses in the beginning of August. But we're coming back from that step by step. Now, where I could have traded better today, this is something I want to share with you guys before we get into where I think Nvidia is headed, right? What I should have done was just held my shares all day. I closed shares yesterday. I opened shares up this morning. I was looking to continue to play this. And the funny thing is, our trading bot, look at this, did nothing but scalp this entire move all day. All day. The bot was posting within our Discord community, buying up TQQQ, buying up in Nvidia, and I traded a good portion of them in the morning. But I felt that Nvidia was probably going to reject around 113 to 114, and so I stopped playing the callouts. And this is the thing I want you guys to understand more than anything. A mediocre strategy, or just a good strategy, is going to do better if it's executed to perfection than what you think is the perfect strategy that is executed only up to you. I should have been following every one of these alerts, even though I felt or I thought that the market was going to potentially reject. I would have ended up much better today. If we look at all the bots that I had running, Neo did nothing but scalp all day. Nvidia, nothing but scalp all day. TQQQ, nothing but scalping all day. And overall, absolutely killed it. So I should have been following them, but the main reason I stopped out is there is a chance for Nvidia to potentially reject, and I want to go over that in this aspect of the video, right? We talk about market structure a lot on this channel. It is probably the number one thing that I push over anything. And the way that we can understand market structure is by looking at all of our recent lows here on a daily chart. And you're going to notice that we have higher lows. So we're in an uptrend. That's a good sign, right? But the one thing that we don't like is that we're making lower highs. And so there's not a clear, strong uptrend. I mean, the trend is strong. Every time we pull into the trend level, big money's buying it up, but we're not pushing into higher highs. And so if we look at how price is setting up at this point, short term, if we look at the 1 hour chart, you can see that if we were to take a Fibonacci retracement from swing high down to swing low, that this is right where our smart money level is. So the same way that they're buying this up here on the bigger time frame, in the smaller time frame, this is normally going to be the area that we get a rejection at, about 116 to 113. However, price could reject tomorrow, pull back down to 108, etc. But as of right now, it's looking like price is probably going to continue to push through that level, because if we move to the daily chart, you're going to also see that 3 days in a row, we have closed with higher lows on the BX trender. And the BX trender is going to show you bullish accumulation. So what we need to see is big buyers coming in. You can see that during this selling, this expansion to the downside, 20% sell-off, what was the BX trender doing? Doing nothing but making lower lows. So we want to see higher lows and higher highs. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now, I will say that at this point, I think that Nvidia is probably best bet. And a lot of people are going to get upset with me, but I think best bet, we will push through 117. And I do think that the highs we'll probably hit is 120 to 122. The way that we can get to this level and the way that, we're looking at this is the same way that we look at all of them. We're going to take our fib retracement from swing high to most recent swing low. And now you're going to notice, what is that main area that we should be looking for? Well, if we turn on our Fibonacci, the golden pocket is between $120 and $122.50. So this would be our institutional sell level. Between the 0.786 and the 0.826 is our optimal trade entry short, or what I consider our smart money level. Now, I want you to understand this, okay? The same way that we've been bouncing off of these lows, you can use the same exact framework that we are using here to the downside. You can see that price sold off, pushed back up. Guys, hit our OTE to a freaking, to perfection, massively sold off 33%. Okay, cool. That might have just been a coincidence. Well, look at the next one. As price sells off from swing high down to swing low, if we pull this out far enough, you're going to notice, where did we reject? Right here at this smart money level. So the same exact way, and this is probably going to make some of you guys very confused. For some of you, it's going to be very enlightened. But you can see that this works to the upside, right? And it also works to the downside. And so that's why understanding market structure, that's probably just a bunch of lines to some of you guys, but understanding market structure is so important. That's why I focus so much on teaching it. So I'm expecting, Nvidia, maybe highs 120, 122.50, but I do think that we'll probably continue to squeeze between October, continuing to make lower highs and higher lows until we eventually probably break out end of September into October.